Coming up next on Get Caught in a Net.
You are now tuned in to Mind, Body, and Soul with Anet, where your hosts, Anet Harris, analyze intriguing life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental illness? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need Anet? Well, keep listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology of the mind.
Great evening, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in. It's your girl, Anet Harris. I am the host of Mind, Body, and Soul with Anet, brought to you by GetcaughtinANet Incorporated, of which I am CEO. I am also your certified mental health ambassador and award-winning author of that bestseller, Surviving a Silenced Heartbeat. If you haven't gotten your copy, go on over to Amazon right now. I'm so glad you guys are here. Please, please, please come on in and join me on this evening. Look, I know you probably looked for me at 12 noon Central Standard Time today, right? Because I always tell you, if you see my face at noon on Wednesdays, it's time for you to come on and get caught in the net. But you also know that I love to, make sure that my guests are well taken care of. And if they need another time, another day, I can kind of switch up for them, which is what I'm doing on this evening. And you guys have seen the promos that I had changed my time for this day only so that I can talk with my great guests. I am so excited about tonight's segment. I was posting all day long. I know y'all probably got tired of me, but I didn't care because I want y'all to come on in tonight. All right. So while I am talking, I'm going to encourage each of you to go ahead and share. I need you to throw up the thumbs up, the heart, the care emoji, if you would not mind. And you know what you can do? You can tag individuals directly into this live feed so that they can watch it live, or they can go ahead and watch it on the recorded segment. So we're live on Facebook, Anet Get Caught in the Net, Intellectual Radio. I will post there later, and it'll be blasted. You can't miss us. We're also live on YouTube and Instagram at Get Caught in the Net. Also, I'm live right now on TikTok as well. I'm trying to do a little something here, okay? All right, so guys, I'm going to bring in my wonderful guest. I'm so excited. You guys are coming in. I invited so many of you all on tonight to come and join in and support this wonderful segment on tonight. Y'all see the beautiful smile? Don't she have a gorgeous smile? She does.
Thank you.
My guest tonight is Suki Jay. Suki Jay is in the house. And look, we're going to ask that when she gets a chance, I'm going to have her to tell you where you can find her, because she's a social media influencer. She's a content creator. And I'm telling you, we wanted to focus on her tonight because she's done some great things, even since the last time she was here. Yep, it's not her first time on the show. Yeah. So, how are you doing on this evening?
I'm doing great, Annette. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you for consenting to come back on as a guest for us. And I'm telling you, your story is one of a kind. And you just don't know how proud I am of you. Now, let me do this before I move forward. You guys that are coming in, we're going to ask that if you have questions, comments for our guests on tonight, and as we're talking about this topic, go ahead and throw it into the comment section. What we'll do, we'll try to, toggle back and forth and see what you're saying. If you just want to say hi, those of you that know Suki Jay, you want to support her and let her know that you're on, please make sure you do that. I can call out your name. We can make sure to show your comments on screen. So don't be shy. Do not be shy at all, because this topic tonight, we're going to jump right in. Jennifer Bell, I do see that you've come in. She said, hey, Sissy. She said she's excited.
Yes.
And she also said that she's so proud of you. So proud.
Thank you.
You know what? Thank you for saying that, Jennifer. I know I've already said it, but she knows that I am proud of her as well. And Sister Sandra Richardson is watching. We got all right. We got the ushers being
Come on.
I love it.
Usher board.
Right, the usher board is here. Usher board is here. I see you guys on Instagram as well, and also TikTok. You guys have joined us, so thank you so much. Make sure you share this out. A great session. Dry January and Beyond is what I entitled it. And I entitled it because I was looking on Facebook. You know how you kind of run up and down your timeline a little bit there, you know. And Suki Jay has been really pushing her journey. She's got a couple of journeys.
I have several.
But this one caught my attention because she had been posting about the decision that she had made on last year at the beginning of the year to remove the alcohol from her life, from her diet. And she came, I think the post that I saw, I think it had been like 100 days or something like that. It was something. It was a nice number, right? She's been going for so long. And I was like, oh my God, let me throw this comment in here. I love it. And just wanting to encourage you to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Because how many of you all know when you start out on certain journeys, maybe you're trying to change some things in your life, or you've decided maybe you got a resolution that you're gonna try and do, maybe for the new year, or you just decided, okay, I need to change some stuff, whether you were forced into it or not. But sometimes it's not always easy. And then especially you can have all the good intentions of starting out. And then you hit maybe day whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm done. I can't go no more. Yeah. But I saw in you, Suki, I saw that you were determined to keep going. And that was encouraging to me, just in general, one thing I can say about you, you are an individual who, when you're going for it, when you're in something, you're in it. Right. And you're going to give your all. You're going to give your all to it. So has that always been the way you've been?
I don't believe so. I'm trying to pinpoint when it started. I don't know, but everything related to my health and my journeys since like 2017. I put myself out there. I think that's the first thing I do. When I did the weight loss in 2017, I put it out there like day one. And it's almost like a way of holding yourself accountable. You put your own self on blast, and then I can't go nowhere now without talking about vegan, without talking about alcohol free, because everybody knows, because like I put it out there. So that's something that's helped me just stick to it. And I just kind of like, I don't want to let myself down,
Right. Well, I like that. Now, did you guys hear that? You don't have to like catch stuff tonight, because she said she didn't want her to let herself down. A lot of times we start off on whatever it is, these journeys or what have you. And sometimes we're doing it for various reasons or for various people. Maybe you're trying to, I don't know, do something to get noticed. I don't know, but she said she was doing it. She didn't want to let herself down. And that in itself can push and motivate you, and which will, it'll just be a, little domino effect, to encourage someone else. And I see, is that Merelda tuning in from Florida?
She's a part of our community. Hi, sis.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, Merelda. We appreciate
Love
you.
it. Love the support.
Yes, that's beautiful. See, like you said, you put yourself out there and people know now.
Yeah.
Jennifer also says that part. She doesn't back down once she's committed to living a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yes. And she also said her vulnerability is helping to free others.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's a big piece we got to speak
That's a
about.
huge piece.
Yeah.
You know, she said nothing but the word, girl, you want to come over here and host a show? No. But it's so true. It's very true. And I totally agree with her. So, so we've been talking, you know, we know what dry January is. Well, those of you who don't know, Suki, can you go ahead and explain what dry January is?
Yeah, a lot of times people pick January, like they come through the holidays. You know, you got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. These are heavy, horrible eating food holidays and heavy alcohol consumption holidays, just, you know, as a culture. And so a lot of people, they hit January as New Year resolutions. And then they're like, they do a break, like they need a break. Their body wise from all the alcohol they've been drinking or whatever. And so a lot of times people will do dry January where they don't drink any alcohol for the month of January. A lot of different things I see online, they use that kind of like to pull you in. And then it often like catapults, and then people end up staying like, you know, alcohol free, because given that themselves that break of the 31 days, they feel the difference and the different stuff that starts to come with it. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. What? Like, I didn't realize, you know, I could feel like this or whatever. Then they might keep it going as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you got a good point there.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot I've heard about dry January on the news, you know, how they do different segments on like GMA or something like that. And, you know, trying to encourage. And then sometimes the host will be like, are you going to do dry January or whatever? So they're, you know, they try to motivate each other or what have you. Some people succeed. And some people, you know, however long they go, you know, I guess that would be a success to them.
Right.
But, you know, it's something to try and look at, you know, is changing things. But you took this, and I don't even think that you started out because it was dry January.
Nope.
Talk to us about how you started this off.
Okay, let me tell you. So it started with my health journey. So I started in August of 2022. So when I was last on here, I was talking about my plant-based journey. So that's what started all of these. Multiple journeys started from this moment. In August of 2022, when I had my blood pressure, I was constantly getting high blood pressure readings at the doctor. And my mother passed away at age 47 from a heart attack. So I've always been health conscious since then. That was in the year 2000. So now that I had went through the pandemic, okay, I started getting all the health issues and all that. It was starting to add up. You know, I was start and stop, and I couldn't stay consistent. So finally, August 15th, which is the day after her birthday, actually, I went to the doctor and they were like, look, your blood pressure is still elevated. It's been elevated the past 2 to 3 visits. We're going to put you on medication. And that's when I was like, I can't. I don't want to be on medication. So it started out health related. So the alcohol, I stopped the alcohol in that moment for my blood pressure. So prior to really quick summation of how much I drank, I don't know how far you want to go back. You might go there later in the thing, but just for this question,
yes.
Go ahead. What were we going to say?
No, go ahead. I want you to go ahead.
So I was like a casual drinker prior to the pandemic. So I didn't drink until I was 8. It was my graduation night of high school, was my first time ever trying alcohol. I grew up, neither parent drank alcohol, grew up in the church, no alcohol, it's a sin, you know, you go in hell, whatever, all that. Right. So, and then I was an athlete, and I didn't want to taint my body anyway, because I had friends drinking in high school and I never touched it. And I used to I was like, man, you know, I don't put that in my body. You know, I'm an athlete. I don't do that. Like, I don't drink, you know, and along with God, you know, and so I didn't. But then graduation night, I'm graduated from high school. My friends that had been drinking through high school was like, what's up? You know, so that was my first time trying it. And it was absolutely disgusting. And I was like, okay, this is gross. But I kind of like, after the fact, I was like, oh, that was kind of like a cool feeling, right? So then I came to college when I was 18. And so, you know, most of the time you go into college, that's kind of the, you know, you drinking, you going out, you doing all that stuff. And I have been raised in a super strict household. So now I'm free. I had served my 18 years and I was released. So I got to college and I was like, huh. So I had went from being super shy, super like no self-esteem, no self-worth, because just the environment of my household. to just keep it, kind of coated over. But I felt, I was nerdy. I was an athlete. I played the violin. I didn't fit in. I wasn't in the in crowd. So coming to college and then starting to drink and stuff and then go out and stuff, I started to feel like I was fitting in. So that's where, and it became like a confidence thing for me. So now when I would drink, it made me feel like, I would be more like confident. And then I felt like I was coming out of my shell. That was like, that's the best description. And then people were gravitating to me and then I became like the life of the party. So that's how it started. So fast forward to pre-pandemic, I would drink like on the weekends. Like I would go out here and there. I would have drinks on the weekend. I did have a period in becoming a single mom where I was drinking a little more like at home because like it was getting tough, but whatever. That's another story. So pandemic, I started drinking way more because we were in the house. So instead of just on the weekends, I ain't have to wait for the weekend. I'm in the house. Like I was working at this table for a year and 2 months. So I was starting to drink more. But when I got that doctor's notification, I was like, okay, let me stop. So I stopped for 33 days. And then that's when I was like, wow, I feel really good. Because up until that point, I drank pretty regularly, except for the 2 times I was pregnant. Of course, I didn't drink when I was pregnant. So that reframed my relationship with alcohol. Those 33 days, they set out to do 30, but it ended up being 33 until when I had went out again. That I was like, okay, I'm reframing my relationship with alcohol. Now I'm only drinking once or twice a month. So that's how I started out pulling it back. So it started out purely health related and pulling it back. But then you start to reap the benefits. Like I started to notice different things. I was like feeling better. Of course, I didn't have hangovers and stuff like that. And then as I went deeper into plant-based, I'm elevating with my diet. I'm elevating with what I'm eating and taking care of myself and sleeping. Because another thing that was messing with my blood pressure was I was not getting enough sleep. So I started improving all these areas. Then I would still go and drink. So then I'm floating from my new lifestyle, but then I would drink alcohol and I would feel boom, boom, like it would bring me back down. Like I could clearly feel a downgrade. So I started looking at that. I'm like, I'm liking how I feel on a regular day. Now, what I used to do that used to make me feel happy and lifted is making me feel downgraded. So I started taking little internal notes. So then like all of 2023, so then I started to feel God pulling on me. So it started with the help, but then I started feeling, and it was not, and I'll be clear to say, everybody has their own relationship with God, but like God didn't snatch the alcohol from me. I felt a tug. I started feeling tugs. Like, why are you still doing this? What is this doing for you? Why are you still holding on to this? Like out of all the negative stuff that I dropped from my life, I'm still keeping this. Right. So I felt that back and forth and I kept feeling like, oh, if you could, because I would be talking. I'm like, man, I don't think I can let that go. I don't think I can. Not even in the alcoholic sense, but like just it's been a part of my life for 27 years. Yeah. So how do I now just not stop doing it altogether? I felt that. And I told God was like, man, if you just like, I just kept picturing like a hump, like getting over like a big hump or a big mountain. And like paradise on the other side. Like if I get over that, it's going to be amazing on the other side. I just kept feeling that. So all of 2023, I was back and forth. Should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Should I quit? I don't know. And I would think it, but I was dwindling it down big time. I was really hardly drinking that much. And each time I'm like, yeah, it's time for this. Yeah, it's time for us to go. So my January 1, like you said, did not start as dry January. It started like I started when I dropped meat. Was okay, I'm going to put the alcohol down and I'm going to see how long I'm going to go for. Okay. And now I'm at almost a year and a month.
Congratulations. I got some sound effects like, woo! But oh my God, that is so amazing. And you brought out so much when you mentioned where it started for you. Because, I'm just going to say, because, a lot of times people, they have their everybody has their own journey. They have their own conviction. But you mentioned about how, your household, how you grew up, and then, the spiritual aspect of it too. Because there are a lot, now I'm going to tell you something, Now, you all make sure you all tag individuals in here, because, sometimes, you have parents, who are concerned about their children and whether or not they are, partaking of different liberties or what have you. And, sometimes they're shocked, if they find out that their child's been drinking or what have you, especially in the church,
Amen.
So and you are one. I mean, you grew up in the church and you were still going, to church. You didn't forsake your connection with going to church and with God and everything. This was just something you enjoyed doing because, it started it out, like you mentioned, after high school. And, then it kind of kept going. And sometimes you can kind of see how things escalate, from there, what have you. But the health aspect is what kind of pushed you into, okay, I need to stop and take a look at myself.
Yes.
Because this, like my doctor saying, this ain't going well for me. I need to change some things. And now my hat is off to you, and I applaud you because, people, they get news all the time, and then when you're talking about, especially somebody enjoying their alcohol, and you talking about, kind of step back on it. You're like, not me.
Right.
But thank you for giving that example and showing how you said the Lord, I mean, you felt a tug. You felt
I absolutely did.
That this is what I need to do, so that I can basically, so I can live, so I can go.
Right. Forward. But at that point, my blood pressure was fine. I had got it down. So I left that out because this is not help. Oh, I got it down from August. By the time I went in December, it was down. She didn't have to put me on any medicine. I could have resumed drinking like I was because, you know what I mean? At that point, I was good, which I did. I was drinking. I wasn't drinking as regularly, but it was fine. So that at that point, it wasn't life or death. It was at that point, that's when it turned into a spiritual aspect and not just the physical, because physically I was okay. I mean, now that I know more, which I'm sure we'll get into it about alcohol, like, because I forced myself to really research and stuff a lot. But at that point, it wasn't life or death because my blood pressure was fine.
Okay. It was just in the beginning before.
Yeah. In the beginning, it was what started me to do it, but that it helped. And then once I started getting everything in line, and then the plant-based is really what did it. Because once I eliminated meat from my diet, like then, everything, the weight fell off, all that. So I was intact. I could have had me some little, could have kept the party going, but.
Right. Because I think one of your posts, he was like, "Oh, I want some Tito." What you say?
Because I'm still a single mama, okay? And this is year 10. This is year 10, okay? And it don't be easy over here.
I can imagine.
And they're teenagers now, so whoop.
Right. And so you probably maybe want to go back to get a little something, but I'm glad you're continuing on, even in the conviction that you have, like you said, you could have just continued on with it. Maybe did moderate it.
Yeah.
Times when you drink or whatever. But you decided to make that choice and continue on with it. And here you are, like you said, a year and a month later.
Yeah.
So let's do this. I'm going to read a couple of comments, and then I want to play something, if you don't mind.
Sure.
One of your
I served my 18 years. I sure did. Got released on parole.
That was hilarious. That was funny.
That's fact.
Right. Denise Pritchard, thanks for coming in. She says she's
thank you.
We appreciate that. And then Jennifer also said, "When the fog lifts."
Yes, that fog lifts. Yes. Thank you.
Who's that? Terry?
Yes.
Okay. She said that's amazing, Suki. Thanks for coming in, Terry. We appreciate you.
That's my plant-based community right there. They represent it.
Look, okay, I see it. And Gloria, thanks for coming in. She says watching and she's speaking to us. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys go ahead and tag this live feed. You can share, you can love, throw up the heart button and the care button. Look, I'm looking at this background picture of Jennifer. I see some fruits and vegetables on there.
Yeah. She's the one I do all my challenges with. That's my sis.
See?
Yeah, we do all of our raw vegan challenges and plant-based challenges. I've never met her in person. We met through social media and we're like sisters now.
I
She lives in
love
Texas.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. What
We're
was that?
equally as passionate about health.
Okay. I love it.
Uh-huh.
Listen, guys, I'm going to set up this video of Miss Suki so that you guys can kind of get an idea of what she was dealing with. Because this is, again, we don't want to miss the mark on this tonight, because somebody is dealing with something that, you know, they can, whether it's alcohol or whatever else, that they need to have that determination, that encouragement, that push to do it, to get it done. Regardless.
Yeah.
And so I believe that Suki here on tonight can encourage you all to do just that. So I'm going to set this up real quick. This is, hold on, I want you all to see it as well, because it's very, very deep.
I wonder which video is it.
I didn't even tell her which one I was
no,
going to find. But it's on her page. It's on her page, so I'm fine with it. Okay, let me see if I can get this rolling. Okay, let me know if you guys can see first.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And let's play this.
Oh, y'all gotta give me a minute on this video. It's a lot longer than my other ones, but to try to recap the past year on this alcohol-free journey, oh my goodness, I'm gonna try my best. Okay, let's start at the beginning. I'm so ready for my sober journey. Oh, I sound corny, but I'm so ready. Like, part of me wants to announce it up front. Part of me wants to wait till I get to 30 days. I'll see how I feel, but I just feel like it's a weight that's going to be lifted off of me that I've been waiting for a long time. I didn't know I was going to get emotional about it.
I made a huge decision bringing it at the top of this year, but I have decided to stop consuming alcohol.
It don't change, it will work out the same time. No, it don't have.
And basically, all of a sudden, I had a new identity. I was no longer little shy Suki. Like, I was Suki, the life of the party, okay? Like, it just gave me all this confidence. I felt like I fit in, finally, with the group. It just was like my do it fluid. You know, it was my liquid courage, as they call it. It was all of those things to me.
So I jumped right in and started sharing my alcohol-free journey on YouTube. There's my whole playlist. Some days were harder than others.
Yeah, so y'all know I'll be posting about my alcohol-free journey. I ain't gonna act like it's easy though, because like the last few weeks have been kind of rough for us sisters. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, it been storm after storm after storm. And even last night, I was like, bump this, man. I'm finna go to Esquire. I'm finna get some Tito's. And a light night playing. I was ready to throw it all away. But I didn't. I stayed strong. And I always feel better in the morning. But I'm just learning other ways to cope without running to alcohol to try to escape or whatever false sense of positivity it seems like it might bring me. And it's growing me as a person. Y'all have an amazing day.
So I kept going, made it to 90 days, then 100 days. It was fun making these graphics too. In April, I had an alcohol-free birthday, and that was on the next level because that was definitely not my norm. And to make it past that, I knew I was good.
Real rap raw. Off work, Mother's Day weekend. I want some Tito's. Y'all, I'm just keeping it real. What's today? Today I am on day 131, alcohol free. It's so hard to deprogram, even all these days in. It just shows how deep the whole setup is. I want some Tito's, but I'm not gonna have any.
I kept pushing through. God was giving me supernatural strength because I know it didn't come from me.
That's the last since I've been on my alcohol-free journey. How do I have fun without alcohol? Well, let me tell y'all a little something that you might not know.
Things were smoothing out and I was feeling amazing. Over the course of the year, I did an in-person seminar about plant-based. I did a few podcasts. I just had so much more energy, ambition, and drive without the alcohol weighing me down. And the days kept going, baby. Look at that. I could really identify alcohol for what it was, which is a toxin and a poison and no benefit to me. And that made it a lot easier. I continue to share my journey and spread the word.
Hey, y'all. I'm currently on an alcohol-free journey, and I just hit 300 days a few days ago. And now I want to come on and talk about anxiety. Did you know that alcohol actually increases your anxiety? So we often turn to alcohol when we got issues. I thought I started drinking for confidence. What I found was I'm actually way more confident without alcohol. I never thought I would ever say that. I thought that without alcohol, I would be more like, back to like who I thought I was. Oh no, it's a real boost to your mental, to your everything, to know that you can look at something that society sees as normal, that almost everybody all over the place is doing, and you could choose not to drink it and still have a good time and prioritize your health and not voluntarily poison yourself. Like, that is a flex. To me, that's the real flex. So, but should I stop? Should I give it a break? I don't know. Like, this has been my life for 27 years outside of being pregnant. So it's like, how am I going to do life without alcohol? This is weird. It's like unstoppable, because that was something huge to just push past, to really see, is this something I can do? Also.
And I did it. And I kept going. I found some alcohol alternative drinks that were
how
really
good it feels to be alcohol free on a holiday.
Waking up every day hangover free, being able to be present with my sons. I'm telling you, that is just unmatched. I was able to host some plant-based challenges and finally met my goal of getting together some health products for you all, available in my online store. And here we come to the end of the year.
Oh my gosh, I am officially at 1 year alcohol free. What? I don't even think it's really sunk all the way in. Recap video coming later today, but I'm just like, wow, a whole year. It's crazy. Happy New Year, y'all.
Thank you all for all your support and encouragement on my journey. Bye.
Oh my goodness. Listen, let me stop this because we could play that all night.
That was the end.
That was amazing to me. I love how you grabbed all the clips in.
It took forever to make that. It took so long to make that.
I'm sure. But it was worth it because you were able to take us through. I mean, even from the beginning, it sounded a little comical. You were like, "Oh my God, I didn't know, I was gonna get emotional like this or whatever." Yeah. And then you were just talking about it, and I'm like, it was just so amazing to me. If that don't grab those of you that are watching, I don't know what will. Because this woman was raw. She was raw with us, and just so transparent. I don't even know if I can use the word transparent. It's just,
you can.
I think it was more than that, if it could be. But you were real with us because it was not to say that you going through this journey was going to be a piece of cake.
Right.
And
can I interject? Because it feels like the right time right there. But what I really had to get over that you will understand, because I know you've already shared that we're family. But that was the biggest hurdle that I had to get over, was because most of y'all might not even know I drank alcohol, or if you did, like, you know what I mean? Right. So I had to get to the point in my life and in my walk with God where I no longer cared. And I want to really emphasize that. I don't care what anybody related or not, thinks about me anymore. And that took a lot for me to get over, because the way we were raised is very hard. I mean, we probably beat ourselves more up internally because like, oh, what is Aunt so-and-so going to say? Or what is Uncle so-and-so going to say? And I said, you know what? I don't care. I don't care, because this is my testimony. This is my journey. And you have no idea how many people since have now started to inbox me and stuff. People like I never even thought, like, not even necessarily addicted, but like, I want to stop and I don't know how. Like, and that's why we don't go through, and I stand on that too. We don't go through things in life and overcome things just to sit on it. You don't. You're supposed to help somebody else. So that was the biggest thing off of stopping alcohol, off of holding myself accountable, was to get over what will my family think.
Yes.
And I let it go.
Oh my God. Now see, you've arrived then. You understand? Because it is, you know, because and it's not like, you know, because we don't look at our families in the we say that because we look at our family, we care about what they think about us, right? But we have to get to the point where we have to understand this is my truth. And so, you know, how I'm, you know, choosing to get beyond this, you know, or whatever, or even allowing you all to know what my truth has been.
That was the part. Like, because I mean, I grew up church guy and crazy. So I'm like, I don't even know if they know I drank or I've been drinking all this time or whatever. But like, I had to release it.
Yes, I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did. Merelda says here, I really appreciate your vulnerability.
Thank you.
And Jennifer says the people pleasing was real, honey.
Oh man, that is an everyday.
Yes, but you know what I think, Suki? I think the older we get,
that part too, that helps too. It does. Yes.
You start realizing, okay, you know, this is really my life, and I'm going to have to, you know, I mean, because we're going to have to give account for our own selves. So we can't worry about what anybody else is thinking. What were you going to say?
And it's not all the church part either. It's also my particular household as to why I've always been a people pleaser, right? And I always sought approval from people my entire life. I always want people to like me. I didn't want nobody to be mad at me. I didn't want nobody to talk about me. I wanted to, you know, be the perfect. I mean, from the time I was a kid, like, I mean, that's what I did. So that every day, like you said, getting older definitely helps. And then I've been doing so much inner work, but it's still like, I still have to consciously, a lot of times, like it's getting better, but there's sometimes I have to go, stop that. Like I tell my own self, stop thinking like that. Like if you don't like me, oh, well. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking my walk before God. And the biggest thing, I was like, if God know I'm drinking, why am I scared for my family to find out I'm drinking? Because he already knows.
Oh man, you just hit something there. And it sounds funny, but it's very true. It's very true. I mean, he knows, God knows everything, and he's the one that I need to be pleasing, right? You know, so don't worry about all the extra stuff. But I'm telling you, your family is behind you like 1,000%. Okay.
That's sweet.
That one of your cousins just jumped on, said just logging on. So proud of my cousin.
That's he's going to go back and catch the rest because it's been good.
Right. Exactly. Jennifer says, Kojic girl.
She Kojic too. She Kojic too.
See, you already know. But thank you for coming in, Curtis. We appreciate you. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of piggyback off of the video that we just showed, because you were sharing a lot of your truths and what was you know, going on with you being vulnerable. So you mentioned earlier about alcohol itself. So do you want to kind of go into talking about the research that you even did on it? You were on this journey.
I have some documents.
Okay.
but them eyes is getting bad, let me tell you. So you know how they always tell, like, in moderation, you know, it's fine, or a glass or two a day is helpful, and all this, like, all those myths are being busted, you know. And this is really recent research, as late as December of 2022. They're now coming out saying any amount of alcohol is detrimental. Any amount, even a drop.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
can I throw this in here too? Because I know
yeah.
you probably get some. Will you be able to talk about? Because I've even seen a few reports lately about linking alcohol to, I think it's prostate cancer.
Oh, it's like 6, 7 different cancers is linked to.
See? Okay, come on.
And women, it's really bad for breast cancer. Like
Wow.
it ups your breast cancer risk by like 40% in women. It's really bad. And so it said approximately 178,000 deaths annually in the US from excessive alcohol consumption. So we used to always just focus on like the liver. Like that's how we always be like, oh yeah, you killing your liver, whatever. But it's so much more than that. It's also various cancers like breast cancer, liver, heart, and neck cancer. Also heart disease, cirrhosis of the liver, high blood pressure, which I pointed out, is diabetes. Like I've seen people that personally where I live who have had diabetes and continue to drink alcohol, went into diabetic coma and passed away. Like, so it's an actual poison. And I was telling one of my kids, because I was open about it with them. They know my whole thing and my whole journey. And of course they was here with me drinking and everything. But like, I used to say, because I remember when I think around the beginning, I would look at when I got gas and I'm like, okay, it says ethanol. Okay. And then I'm like, I know alcohol is like ethanol. I was like, no, but this is the safe alcohol. Like the one we drink is the safe one. And that one is the one you put in your gas tank. Okay. It's the same. It's the same. It's all ethanol. It may be in varying percentages, but it's all ethanol. So wine, spritzels, all that, it's still all ethanol. Like it's all the same. And then when you go into, so what I did was like what I did with meat. When I stopped eating meat, I started watching all these videos about like, you know, the negative effect, you know, stuff like that. So with alcohol, I went down the rabbit hole on purpose, watching all the different YouTube videos, documentaries, the ones with the cadavers, everything, soaking it all up. And alcohol affects every single cell in your body. Like some other substances might just hit certain parts, but alcohol literally can cross the blood-brain barrier. It gets into your bloodstream. It affects every single cell. So like it's crazy. So basically it's poison. And anything you're doing health related, like you may think, oh, you went to the gym and then you go out and you go drink that night. You know, you're good. When alcohol enters your body's number one job becomes to get the poison out. So every other thing stops. Any metabolism, any building of muscle, any losing of weight, anything that you had going on gets paused while the body is trying to get the alcohol out. That's his number one job.
Wow.
So like when you start submerging, seeing like how horrible it is, it's killing your brain cells, different like dementia and Alzheimer's that seems to be like happenstance. It's not necessarily happenstance. It's what we're doing to our bodies from what we're eating to ingesting the alcohol. So like once I started down that road, and then like I said in one of the clips, anxiety. So like as a single mom, like I would have a lot of anxiety. I would have anxiety about bills, about something happening to one of my kids, about like juggling my whole load. And I would think that alcohol would make it better. Like a long day, we'll come home, have something to drink. That it actually increases because it affects your blood, your brain cells. It reprograms your brain and you actually have more. They did tests, like even after you're not drinking, your brain will still show signs of higher anxiety when you consume alcohol. So since I've been off, my anxiety level is so down. Like I still got the same low. I still have the same issues, but I don't get worked up like I used to. I'll be like, okay, Lord, like I pray about it. I was like, I ain't finna worry about it. And then I try to strategically figure out a way to get through whatever I'm trying to get through. But I'm not like getting all like, you know, panicky and worked up like I used to.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so deep. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's just the tip of it. Like if you just Google adverse or negative effects of alcohol on the body, you will be shocked and blown away by how much it affects you negatively.
Oh my goodness. And you know what, you just reminded me of something when you came on the first time talking about your vegan journey and how you started changing what you were consuming. You reminded me at that time how all of that started, because you said you were dealing with a lot of stuff and you were very anxious. You had that anxiety going on. And it was so much. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
you said all of that, and it's just amazing how things just kind of come together now.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you were able to do that research and to find out, that those effects, because I'm sure, because what was that in 2023? You came on.
Yeah.
So,
It was like around March or something. It was like Women's History Month.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so at that point, you hadn't I don't think you had totally came off of alcohol at that.
No, but that's when I was wrestling. I started all of 2023. I was wrestling with it, but it was very much, it even went from, in case people are wondering amounts, it went from where I used to have a couple drinks or something, or a drink or so before I would go out. I cut. So I was doing it in stages, and that's what I did with plant-based too. I think a gradual approach for me worked good because I didn't just yank it. I gradually dwindled it down. Then I stopped buying it at home. I had went almost a whole year not even buying it here, and I would go everywhere sober, and then I would get a drink or two where I would go. Okay. That was different from me having it in the house and drinking at home. So I even cut that out. And then I would limit the amount, one or two. And then I started spacing it out more and more. And then the more I spaced it out, when I would drink, I would feel so sick. At the end, the hangovers was awful. And then that too, when you get older with the alcohol and with getting older, your body, it really takes your body. You could go out drinking one night and it costs you 2 to 3 days of your week to even recover from that one night. It's not just the hangover, it's other stuff, because I was even monitoring my heart rate at the time I had a Fitbit. Okay. And it will measure, while your resting heart rate. And normally my resting heart rate, because I was eating healthy and stuff, would be 65 or something. And then when I would drink, the next day, it'd be 80. You could see a difference in your bodily systems from the alcohol, even if you're not even physically feeling inebriated. It's still having an effect on your body.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. Look, I see you've come on, Dr. Shirley Hill. She comes on. She comes on every month on Mind, Body, and Soul, talking about health and wellness. She says, absolutely.
Yes, it's awful. And we've been bamboozled.
Okay, and Jennifer has made a comment. She says, knowledge truly is power. The more you know.
The more you know.
With that. And thanks for coming in, Dr. Gordine. We appreciate you. You know what? I was going to say something as you were talking. You know what it reminded me of? You remember when Uncle Pastor used to talk about I don't know if you remember this or not.
I probably do.
When he would be preaching, he'll talk about the alcohol and the effects that it would have on individuals, right? So he said, sometimes you'll see on the billboard on the side of the road, the woman, she's all dressed all nice and everything, and she's kind of laying across, the billboard, but she's advertising that alcohol, right?
Yes.
And he said, and she looks so nice. He said, but what they don't show you is the next day. He said,
makeup running.
Right. She done lost one of her shoes. Her hair's all messed up and her clothes are torn. And he would say that often. And I'm like, he has he's making a lot of sense, because of course they just want to show you the pretty stuff, because they want you to buy their product. But he's saying that, it has, an effect on you, so many different effects. And you've just shared a lot of that with us. And that's something to kind of think about. But then I'm grateful, even you sharing about how you were able to kind of gradually, get away from it. And then you said you felt the tug, those of you that are just joining us, she talked about how she, got into this particular journey and how it has been for her. Now, let me ask you a real quick question. Now, you mentioned about how, as you were, getting away from, the alcohol, and you kind of did it in stages. Now, when you would go out or as at this point, before you totally went off of alcohol, did you feel guilty sometimes when you would take a drink as you were in?
In that last year in 2023?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it guilt. I was feeling I never recall feeling guilty, oh man, I shouldn't have did that. But I was feeling because I never felt like I was in violation with God, even when I was dwindling. I didn't feel that. I felt like I got the message and I was making the steps, right? So I never felt because I have felt shame before, right? And it wasn't that. It was like, it was just like, this don't make sense. I just kept remembering, because I would literally say out of my mouth, like, why did I do that again? Like, not even like mad at myself, but like the next day. Because I'm telling you, there was even one time I had like one drink, just one. I woke up the next day, I could feel it. It felt like an invader. And I said, oh, I was more so like, I don't like how I feel. Any amount, I was starting to get like that. But I wasn't feeling like when you stumble and fall. Right. I wasn't feeling that. I was just feeling like, and then in my head, I was like, yeah, this is coming to an end. This is about to be done soon. And I even have some Marco Polos where I left to a couple of friends, and I was like, I would be sick. I'd be having some bogus hangovers, right? And I would look like, I go back and look at them. It would be like 9 p.m, and I would just be being able to eat. And I would be on a polo. And I'm like, I'm ready to be done with drinking, man. Like, I'm looking at myself on the message. Like, this was getting toward the end of last year. Like, every time I would drink, I would feel sick like that. And I was like, this is not the life. This is not it.
Wow. Now, to see that's important to know as well. Because again, as I stated, if people are going through and they're trying to get rid of whatever vices that they are, participating in, maybe they need somebody to kind of, encourage them. Some of you that are watching now, maybe you are on a journey, whether it is to rid yourself of alcohol or whatever else. What Suki Jay is talking about on tonight is encouraging. It should be encouraging to you that you can do it. You can move. Keep moving, move forward. You can get rid of whatever it is that, is kind of tugging at you, as Suki said about herself. So it sounded like you were having more physical reactions than anything.
Yeah, it was like, and don't get me wrong, like, I enjoyed it. So like the night I would be having fun, and I'd be like, okay, that's not so bad. And then the next day I'd be like, why am I doing this? So it was like, why am I doing this type of thing? But I just think I knew once God, I knew, I just knew it was, I knew I was going to do it. I knew I was going to let it go. I just knew it. Knew it. Yeah.
I love that you kept going.
Yeah.
Dr. Hill says toxics and poisons.
That's all it is. And then I was going to say, when your body metabolizes alcohol, it actually turns it into another chemical or molecule. I forgot the actual term. That's actually more harmful than ethanol. And when it starts to process it. So just look at some of them YouTube videos. You will be like,
My goodness. Dr. Jane Crossley is watching, our auntie. Hey! Thanks for coming in, auntie.
Hello, family.
Right. We were just talking about family. So we appreciate that. But yeah, this I'm telling you, this is something that we can take a hold of. I didn't went all the way off my my question. I had my questions here. Didn't even really get to those on tonight. You guys, if you're just now joining us, we're talking to Suki Jay. That is her name on across social media, content creator.
My area.
Right. She's an unstoppable force in the realm of health and wellness. She has become a vegan, and tonight we're focusing on her journey of becoming alcohol free. It has been over a year, and she has been blessed to do it. With the help of the Lord, I'm sure, and being transparent, and then getting a community too. I see, even as we reach out, sometimes the social media can be used for good.
Absolutely.
You can definitely kind of find some people that are in the same area, or that can relate to what it is that you're doing, and they can kind of help push and promote you. And I see them all here tonight. Jennifer is one of them, and I don't want to mispronounce this. Merelda, also here, and I think I saw Terry. Different ones who have been, there with you, and seeing you through this. It has been tremendous. It's been a blessing. Now let me jump over here to some of my questions real quick, because we're not going to be on here long, guys.
Yeah.
On tonight, but so how has your journey, as we talk about other people in your village, how has it affected others that you have seen? I mean, I'm sure you like you mentioned earlier about getting inbox messages and
like crazy.
Right. So talk a little bit about how your journey has affected others.
Oh man, it's just opened up all these different people reaching out, people I know personally, people I've gone to college with, complete strangers. Like like on all the different ones. One today on TikTok just commented on the one where I did the alcohol alternative drink, and she was like, "I'm really trying to stop drinking," like and asking me questions about that. I just usually try to send people videos and stuff, so I definitely see I gotta figure out a way to put something together to help more people. But there's so many people who, like I said, may not even be like your definition of an alcoholic, but they have a dependency on it, or it's a regular part of their life. And they really want to help. They want to stop. I've even had somebody reach out and say she stopped smoking weed, which was totally not even what I stopped. But watching my journey made her stop smoking weed. You know what I mean? And so it's just different feedback and stuff like that. I'm just like completely shocked. And sometimes it comes in the form of like little jokes or whatever. And then you find out it's because they're really like, because one person was like, are you actually really happy? Are you really having fun without alcohol? They asked me that. And I was like, absolutely. Like, I'm not on here being fake. Like this, like it's possible. And then I found out, well, I'm trying to stop. So boom. So then the truth came out, you know what I mean? But like, it's just constant feedback of, and then it also makes people assess themselves, even when I'm not saying, like, I can't, like I said, I can't go anywhere. Like, I don't even drink that much. Like, I have like 2 drinks. Like, and I'm like, I ain't the drink police. I'm not the alcohol police. This is my journey. I'm not judging you. So they subconsciously.
Right. But that's that conviction that you bring about. You bring about a conviction.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting. You said the truth comes out. They'll say one day, "Are you really happy?" I mean, and I know they probably say that because on social media, whatever, you sometimes you like, is that real?
But this is somebody I went to college with, so they know how much fun I had, and I was the life of the party with the alcohol. So they really trying to understand how can Suki still be Suki or still be, without alcohol when they were used to seeing me the other way, So some people have a hard time grasping it.
Right.
Yeah.
I get, they see you, they remember when.
Come on. Not too long ago.
You say you was the life of the party. You probably was closing out some places or something.
Yes. I turned it out. They'll be like, the party don't start till Suki get there. Like, I don't know how many times I heard that.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And this is so amazing. I really want like our young people and all ages, to understand and hear what you're saying, what you dealt with, how you even started off with it. It was build that courage and to, kind of motivate you or what have you. But you don't have to have that to do that.
Right.
Because one thing that those who don't know you, but those who do know you, realize about you're the life of the party anyway.
Right. And I see that now, but I didn't know. Because if you do something for so long, you think it's only tied to that.
Yes.
Because if up until 18, I was like this, and then from there to now, it was alcohol involved. I'm thinking I was going to go back to that.
Okay.
I honestly didn't know.
Right.
Like, would I have the same, I didn't know. It had been so long.
Right. Whether or not you had the influence or people would listen to you or what have you.
Or if I would have the same like type of energy, would I be the same bubbly person? You know what I'm saying? Like some of that stuff, even though it's not like I was drinking around the clock. Like, so I know that I was like, you know what I mean? But just still, it was tied to me. It was deeply tied to me. So I didn't know how that would shake out.
Right. So let me ask you something about this. Your birthday last year.
Yeah.
Your birthday is in April. Now you decided, and because some people, they'll have a decision. Okay, I'm not going to drink, but wait, maybe this party or whatever, or this event, you decided you were still going to be alcohol free and have an alcohol free celebration for yourself.
Yeah.
So how was that? Were you, and even planning it out, were you, should I not, or were you standing firm on it? And that's how you got through it?
I was standing firm that I was not going to drink. I knew I was not going to break it. I just couldn't. But what I do, like as a single mom, I told this on another pod, on my birthday, I try to get myself a hotel room for the night, like for me. Not my kids there, just me to have a night to myself. It ain't for no rendezvous either. It'd be like for some self-care, okay? So I did that. So this was the first time I had got the hotel, and I'm used to going in there, taking a shower or whatever, pouring my little wine or whatever. And so I get there last year, and I'm like, oh, no. I remember I was like, oh, no. I wasn't too happy about that. And I had a stressful day getting to the hotel and all that. But then I had got some Red Bull, which I'm not endorsing that because I'm not a caffeine. I don't drink coffee either. So I was like, I just got it for that day, just for a little pick me up. So I was like, man, this is like, I think I said it. I'd be driving, talking to myself. I think I was like, this is like I don't know if I said whack birthday, but I said something like, this is going to be different, basically. And so then I was getting ready in the hotel, and then my friend's the DJ. So he called. He was like, are you still coming? Because I don't know, people thought what I was going to do. He's like, we got you a cake and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm still coming or whatever. And so we get there, and right when I walk in, people was like, oh, we know you drinking tonight, right? It's your birthday. Like people, and it was another occasion too, shortly after I stopped, like 40 days in, where I went to an event with people I hadn't seen in 20 years. And like any other time, I would be wishing somebody would buy me a drink, like, so I didn't have to spend my money, right? So then these times I'm walking up and they're like, what you want? What you want? Like the choice is yours. People ready to shell out. Like, and I have to be like, I'm not drinking, right? So then on my birthday, they was like, we know you drink. You didn't drink the last time, but you drinking tonight, right? We getting shots. What? I was like, nope. I was like, I'm not. They was like, not even on your birthday? Nope. Not drinking. And so I was going to be fine with like some club soda or whatever, because I used to drink my vodka with the club soda. So I just started doing like club soda with actual limes. And then they went and found me some White Claw non-alcoholic. So that's what that purple box was. So it was basically like drinking like seltzer or club soda or whatever, but it had no alcohol. And so once I was fine, because like I said, I was already starting to show up sober anyway to the venues. And then so all I did was just extend that, and it was my birthday. Like, so I still had fun.
Yes.
I saved money, and then the next day was priceless. I will say the day after my birthday, when I woke up, I was like, oh my goodness. I was so happy. I went down and had the continental breakfast. Like I didn't have no hangover. I got to check out, and then I got to be up the rest of my day. I didn't need to come home and take a nap. Nothing. It was beautiful.
See, the change, that little change right there.
Yes.
Look,
yes.
you were able to feel human, I guess, the next day.
Yes, because that was my norm. Was not my norm. Was like, oh, it's my birthday now. I got to go order something to eat, and then you overeat because you're trying to soak up the alcohol. Like I didn't have to deal with any of that.
Wow,
mm-hmm.
That is so impressive. It really is, because you can have some people to kind of push you, sometimes or whatever, but you were standing your ground, and I'm grateful to God that you were able to do that. Dr. Hill says, yes, that was great. That was great. Yeah.
And now I'm getting to the point where I don't even I really don't even really go out that much. It's just like you change, like you just start, I'm just changing in so many ways that like it gets annoying now. I mean, like and I'm not trying to be like, cause that was just probably me not too long ago. Like, but when you're not drinking and then you're in certain environments where like everyone's drinking, it can get annoying. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not used. Because, and I don't know if you'll give me a chance, I know we're going, but I did write down some of the benefits I've experienced. But one of them is like this, like you free up so much room in your brain for other things. You find new hobbies and other things that you can do that don't involve alcohol. And then it just starts to change, like even your energy. Like, I don't feel like getting ready to go out. I for real, I'm like, the way I'm looking at my time now is just different. So to spend 2-3 hours sitting up looking at you, the same people, the same song, I'm about past it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather be home working on something, maybe watching a movie, relaxing, something else. Like everything about is changing, even from eliminating alcohol, is changing just, my desires and what I want to do with my time.
Right. No, I mean, and because your priorities start changing, how you're looking at things. And I have goals I need to meet.
Yes.
And so, you start figuring out, like you said, I don't have time to be sitting here Listen to the same
Right.
song over and
The same songs, the same people doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to kind of make up your mind that this is what I'm going to do, and then realize that there are things are going to change, consequences, and what have you. Jennifer said here, when you make the right decision, the consequences are rewarding.
Yeah.
It's rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
And, even in the midst of, because I know you went through, a few obstacles, maybe you had hurdles, whether they were small hurdles or big hurdles, you were determined to continue on.
Yeah. I even had some stuff come up with my kids too that would have like normally sent me off the cliff. And I was able to I got to push through a different way.
Right. I love it. Well, let's talk about some of these benefits that you have experienced since your
so mental clarity. So I was already having, and I'm going to look down just so I can make sure I demo. But mental clarity, I was already getting from eating, but it's even more now. And I feel sharper. Like I'm just more on top of stuff. Like even at work, I notice like I'm just performing at a higher level. I feel more confident. Like it gives you like this invincible feeling. Like I even started back taking Spanish. So I'm almost at a year on my Spanish now because I had took Spanish. Yeah, I had took Spanish in high school, 3 or 4 years. And then, you don't use it, you lose it. And so with me, I stopped drinking in January. So last March, I started Duolingo and I'm on like a 362-day streak. I haven't broke it yet. I get on every single day and do some Spanish lessons. Right. So I revisited that because it just makes you want to be like, oh, well, let me try this. And I want to do this, better quality of sleep, even more so than just eating good. My mornings are clear. Setting appointments I wrote because I used to have to like plan my life around going out and drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like if I knew I was going out, then I couldn't plan anything early the next day, right? Or if I would take a day off, like I would always take a day off for parent teacher conference for the boys, like on Friday, I would take that day off. So Thursday night would be mine, right? So then I would go out. So now I'm at parent teacher conference Friday morning. I probably looking a hot mess. Tired, probably smelling like Tito's, and like feeling like embarrassed or whatever. And now I can set the earliest. I like one doctor. I was like, I'll take the 7 a.m. because I know I can be up bright and early with no issues. You know what I mean?
That's a big difference.
Then I said, so I think of confidence. Yeah, I feel more present in life. I feel present with the boys. Like I can just, whatever I need to do with them. And then even in conversations with people, like even if it was like when I would go out, because if you're out and you're drinking, you're not having no real conversation with nobody. Like, I mean, you're talking about stuff, but you probably gonna forget it the next day or, you're not. Now I feel like I'm having more direct eye contact, more present in the moment with people, appreciating life, showing more sympathy. Like how can I be of, help or service to people like that, just that kind of stuff. So it's just all around. My kids, of course, are happy because I just feel like I'm more reliable and not like I was like some deadbeat mama, of course, but they feel the shift. They feel it and they like it as well. They're happy for me too.
Okay. Because that was going to be my next question. I was going to ask about the support system.
Yeah, they're very happy because there were some days, especially like it was the hangover days. Like I make sure they'd be okay. I order them something to eat. Then I'll be holed up in my room, trying to wait the hangover out. You know what I'm saying? Sleep or not. Now it's like I'm popping out. What I'm going out. I'm moving around. Y'all want to come to do this or that? In the summer, like it's just way more. I'm just way more
present.
Yes, present in like every way.
Yeah. I love it. I even saw I think was your youngest starting, was he working out with you?
Kai. Kai's lost like almost 100 pounds.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Now is he also doing vegan are they doing vegan?
They both try my stuff. They love the veggie fajitas now. Now they like that more than meat fajitas. And then Corday was actually my oldest, he was having some GI issues. Okay. And so he would start, he volunteered to do 2 days meatless and he felt better. I mean, but he's a teenager, so he'll slide back around the holidays. And he was like, Mom, when the year come in, I want to go back to doing more meatless because I felt better in my stomach. Like he said, he could tell that he felt better.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And he's 18. Right. So because I didn't force them to switch their eating when I did. I share my info like I do with everybody else, but I didn't make them change, but they even see the benefits.
See, and that's probably the best example to them. Because it's not like they are like little kids. I think you can kind of more so do it if they're younger.
Oh yeah, if they were younger, I would have ripped the rug from up underneath. Because what I know now, I wish I could go back.
No, when we learn better, we should do better. And you've been doing just that. Let me read a few of these comments here. Jennifer says bandwidth open to experience other things.
Other things.
Yeah. Very, very true. Oh man, this is something else. I'm telling you, I'm loving every minute of it. Can you do this? I know I want to see if you can encourage the people that are watching, maybe few words of encouragement, whether they're dealing with the same thing that you dealt with or anything else to just kind of help. It seems like we're living in a time where things are just uncertain. Maybe there's some encouragement to help individuals. Maybe what you say could probably help them, give them a little bit of clarity on what it is that they're dealing with on tonight.
I would say you need, for me, isolate. Like I had to block the distractions and the noise, and I had to hone in on what's going on with me. So I always encourage people to start with yourself, start inside, like whether it's with your health, if you have habits, things that you're trying to change, and start working through that. Some type of like, and when I say fasting, I don't necessarily mean don't eat any food, but I started to strip away different stuff that was a part of my life to get to the root of what's going on. And so I think that that's the best advice I can give, is like to start internally. And whether you believe in God or not, I believe in God. So I say to seek God on directions and steps, and you will hear from God. And it may not be no big, loud announcement. It may be small little nudges, small little tugs, but just to start doing things to better yourself. And most of the time, if you're doing something that's making you feel good, an external thing to make you feel good, it's not, most likely it's not a great thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as like if you're covering up something. So if you're covering up ways you're feeling or anxiety or being depressed or whatever, and you're using something else to do it, it's not helpful. It's doing more harm than good. So it's better to strip it away and then just start taking the steps. And it don't have to be major steps. It can just be little baby steps every day, trying to do something better. Start one thing at a time and start to work through that, and then educate yourself, because I don't know, I'm that type of person where once I learn something, like I can't unlearn it. So once you start to find out, is this detrimental to your mind, your mindset, your body, your whatever is going on. And then you start to, maybe you didn't know, maybe you didn't even realize that certain things you're doing are detrimental in certain ways. But when you start to educate yourself on that, then you figure out, okay, well, this is not good too for this reason. And just stay consistent. And my biggest thing too, is if you start out to do something and then you fall and it doesn't work, don't give up. Don't say, oh, well, I tried to do whatever and now it didn't work.
Right.
Keep trying, because it might stick the next time. And just do what you can to become the best version of yourself.
I love it. That was perfect. I hope
so. I hope I got it, because I feel like I didn't get out everything I'm feeling, but I hope that it's received. No, for real.
Right. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. You probably but you know what, you may, we may get off of here. You may, I meant to say that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, that what you're saying, because you have been not only on here, but on your own social media outlets, been, vulnerable enough to share with us, and you summarized it well, to encourage us to just keep moving,
Yeah. And don't worry about what people think either. That's a big piece of it. Don't feel belittled or embarrassed or shamed by what anybody has to say about your walk or your journey. Religious, physical, mental, whatever it is, substance, whatever it is. Once you release that, like, you start to feel so free. and you just work through it. Don't worry about what anybody else has to say.
Yes. I know y'all see me smiling at her. I'm gonna tell y'all why in a minute. Marcus is on.
Come on,
he said progress over perfection.
Yes, exactly.
That's
it don't have to be perfect.
I'm telling you, it don't.
No,
and I think that when we understand that, then we're able to move forward. We're able to do, if we realize that it doesn't have to be perfect, just do, because a lot of times that's what stops us, know. And we're always doubting ourselves and second guessing ourselves, but progress, just keep it moving, keep it moving. Let's see, Dr. Jane Crosby says, awesome.
Love you.
We love our family. Jennifer says he has so many great nuggets and encouragement, and she says, thank you, sis.
Thank you, sissy.
Oh, Dr. Hill says perfection is
not sustainable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times doing too much too fast isn't either. That's why I say gradual is what works. Because when you try to do it, I'm stopping everything. I'm gonna give up everything.
Yeah.
Then
you're not gonna succeed somewhere.
Right.
Something's gonna collapse.
Too much pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely too much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give us some next steps. What's happening for Suki Jay next, and where can they find you?
Go. What'd you say?
I said, what are next steps for Suki Jay, and where can they find you?
Okay. Well, follow me on all social media. Facebook is Suki Jay, Instagram at Miss Suki 1, and I don't know. Will you put it somewhere too in a text?
We can. Okay.
Put it and then I'm on YouTube under Suki Jay. I'm really trying to grow my YouTube. I started being intentional about it at the beginning of last year. So I cover health and my alcohol-free journey. So alcohol-free journey, I definitely got to get something going with that. Jennifer, who's been commenting a lot, that's my sis. We are doing challenges. We did a 14-day raw vegan challenge last year. The beginning of this month, we did a 5-day plant-based challenge, which is not raw vegan. It's just for people who want to try out eating plant-based. It's for 5 days. It's a shorter period. And we're running that basically we build a community. And so at the top of every month, we'll have a live challenge. So we have another one coming up February 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th through 8th. So you can get all that information on my social medias. And then I also started I have a stand store now because it was my goal at the end of last year. Before 2024 is out, I got to get some of my products out here that I've been wanting to do. So I have a wellness journal, which covers everything from like your health to your sleeping, self-care, how you feeling, moods, gratitude, all that. And then I have one specifically for if you're on a weight loss journey and you want to track like your workouts, how much you're losing, blah, blah, blah. I have all that. So if you go to my stand store, which is https, that stand.store /Suki Jay. And you can find all that. And you can even sign up for the challenge through that link as well.
Okay. I am, as you're talking, I'm trying to put the links in the comments section. I hope it'll work for you. So stand.store /Suki Jay?
Suki J, and the first letter is capitalized of S and then the J.
Okay. All right, guys. So you should see it there.
Mm-hmm.
I should have separated that. My bad. Let me.
Maybe the easier way too would be whatever platform they're watching this on. Just follow me on there. You know all the information will be there too. So if you're on Facebook, then follow me on there. If you're on Instagram. And you said you went live on TikTok too, huh? Tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
I think are you next level on TikTok? Is it
next level Suki on TikTok.
Okay. All right. So you guys that are on here on TikTok, make sure you check her out. Next level Suki, and you should be able to look at my previous post if you want to, because I did tag her. If you can't remember that. But I am so grateful, honey, that you have been here, that you have shared with us. I know that there's so much more that you can tell us. So much more.
We got a good chunk.
Yeah, we did. But I just want to encourage you just to keep going. Do not stop. Keep going. with what you're doing, because you are encouraging so many. You are being an inspiration to so many. A lot of people may not say anything, but they're watching.
Absolutely.
They're watching, and you are helping them. Many of you, if you did not know, this is my first cousin.
First.
Suki Jay is my first cousin, and our mothers are siblings, and
They're both gone.
I
We miss them
know
so
they're
much.
not with us any longer, but
Yeah.
they've instilled so much in both of us, and our siblings as well. And so we're grateful to God for being able to be blood.
I know.
But no, this is so that I'm sitting up here, I'm looking at her and I'm smiling, and I'm just like, this girl is doing her thing. And I couldn't be more prouder. That's
Thank
why I'm
you.
smiling so much. I couldn't be more proud of
Thank you.
and what you are accomplishing, and I want to say, I wanted to do this so bad because, so we can help someone else, but get your story out. But then you have to know, sometimes you get some parents, and I kind of stay at this a little bit in the beginning, are in the background, they're praying for their children. They're wanting the change, to happen. They see some things or what have you. And this segment, I believe would encourage, them to do just that.
Yeah. I could comment to that.
Go ahead.
No, because I like with my mom, I thought I had the wool over her eyes, but I think she knew.
Yeah.
And now that it's so, I just know she knew, but I think she knew too that I had my head on straight and the foundation. And so when you got that, you know what I'm saying? It may take some time, you got to go through your own journey or whatever, but.
Right.
Yeah. And then this year, actually, Lord willing, I'm turning the age that my mom was when she left, 47.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she would have been 48 that year.
Yeah. Right. She was 47.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
That is very crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually approaching the age of when my mom passed.
See?
I'm approaching that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Lord knows. But I'm grateful for our upbringing and how we were, brought along, and the things that we have learned since.
Yeah.
So, all right. DeMarc is on, our cousin. He said,
great here.
they sliding in here, cuz. They sliding in here. He said, great job, and sending his love as well.
We deep.
Yeah, we deep in here tonight. and there were some other ones. I wanted to see who else was on here, because if you don't comment, I won't know.
Yeah.
But I'm looking to see who was watching. Kendrick D. Harris. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you. Also, my cousin on my dad's side, Jamone Gaston, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Was here, and I'm just calling out names that I haven't called before. My god sister, Pam, Pastor Pam, thanks for coming in. And Prince Vince. All right, thank you for coming in. Gail.
Thank you.
Alexander is here. I call her baby sis Tam Jackson. And oh my goodness, Demetrius Maraney. I'm not sure if you remember her or not. She dropped in. So thank you for coming in. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, there's some more names in here. I'm trying to recognize Cornelius, cousin Cornelius.
Yes.
All right. Today is his wife's birthday. Shout out to Amanda.
Happy birthday.
Also, I saw Natalie Murphy, Liz Madison. I call her my big sister. Christine Pipkins was on.
Christine.
Okay. Thank you. Tradonna Brown, thanks for coming in. I already mentioned Sandra Richardson. I call her Auntie Sam. I appreciate it as well. But
there's a lot of people on.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I wanted your story to get out. I wanted them to hear it even on my platform. I know you're getting it out in other places.
Oh yeah, I appreciate the opportunity.
Right, I want to be able to have you on.
Yeah.
And thank you all on TikTok. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say anything about Instagram. You guys, thanks for coming in. Metropolitan, Siobhan's Corner, Wasco Last, He spoke to us. He says, "Oh, no drinking." That's right, Kathy Sparkle. And I think Marcus was over on that platform. As Mark was on a couple of platforms.
Oh.
Thank you all for coming in and joining us on tonight. If you are just now joining us, you may have to go back and rewind so that you can listen to it
Please
from the beginning.
do.
Some great information that Suki Jay shared with us about her alcohol-free journey. She also shared stats about alcohol itself and its effect on us mentally, physically, and you don't want to miss that. What we are going to be able to do is to upload this to Intellectual Radio's website. So it'll be over there as well. So it'll be in a couple of different places. I'll let you know when it's uploaded there, Suki. And you can also share it to your own platform. So great. Thank you again. I appreciate you. I know we did a different time on tonight, but it was well worth it. Marcus says, wonderful, amazing. My wonderful, amazing, beautiful cousin. That's so sweet.
Thank you, Marcus.
We love you. We appreciate you. And Dr. Hill says, wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Suki, do me a favor though. Make sure that what I put in the comment section of how they can find you is accurate once you exit.
Okay.
The platform. So we'll make sure they know how to get in contact with you.
Yeah.
And I didn't put the wrong thing on there. Okay.
No problem.
We want to do that because we want you all to be able to connect with her.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get some more inspirational tidbits from her as well.
Yes, I'll have a lot more coming, Lord willing.
I believe you. And we're going to be following you. So
yes.
Thanks again for coming and taking time out on tonight. I know you had to come in from work, and we just appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Take care. I love you, girls, so much.
Love you too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. We're going to talk a little bit later, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining on tonight for this special segment on Mind, Body, and Soul with Anet. I'm going to just play our outro. We'll keep you posted of our upcoming guests for February and beyond. Can you believe we're at the end of January? My God, we are here. Woo, that month went by fast, but we're grateful. Again, thank you for following me and keeping up with me, even with my daily S.A.S.H talks. We have some great projects that I'm working on right now that it should be coming out in a few more months. So I want you all to just stick with me and just keep encouraging me. I would really, really, really appreciate it. So we'll see you soon, guys. And until next time, get caught in the net.
Get caught in a net with Anet.